Hello and welcome back to the Not in My Life podcast, episode unlucky number 13. What a weekend that was. Of mixed emotions for everyone involved. But before we get right into this, how you boys doing?
Not bad. How are you doing?
Not bad considering. I'm all right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Cheesed off, but
Still
it is.
physically recovering from the journey, I think, from Saturday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you
Big
know
up
what?
Ethan for champions. Big up, mate. Right.
Just gonna say, talking of the journey, obviously kickoff was 3:00. I was home and parked up at 8:00 in the evening. I don't even get home that quickly from a 3:00 kickoff in Manchester.
Yeah, I didn't get back until about 10:30.
So you would have been about the same as me then, if obviously you're about 2 hours further than me north, aren't you? So that's about the same.
Quite right.
Yeah.
Journey wasn't too bad, really. It's just the circumstances.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think I was just genuinely knackered anyway. But
I think I was too tired to care because I was too I was annoyed at the time, and then I just got over it quite quickly, more than usual.
Thing is, for me, right? Yeah, I'm over the result and I'm over the fact we lost the final. But the one thing that is going to bug me till the day I die is the fact that we fucking lost to them.
That shit team, by the way, that organised lost them.
I'm not even over the 3-2 defeat at home that would have meant we won the league. To get over a cup final is next level for me. I know you've said about beating United is a one-off game and all that, and I get that, and I get fans saying it is what it is, because I agree it is what it is. But if it was anyone else, it doesn't matter who it is, even Liverpool, then all right, well, I'm over it. But the fact it's Man United, and they're going to take that forever. And every United fan I ever meet, do you remember we stopped you doing a double-double? Yeah, well, and I know we can turn around and be like, yeah, well, we want to treble against you, right? Yeah. But losing to them in a final is I'm never going to get over that. The fact it was them.
Well, let them have the cup because they've never done 4 in a row.
Did it not? Genuine question.
So they can take their FA Cup and sack their manager because I don't
care. Before we probably start going into this, to warn people right now, yes, this is going to be a critical stream. We don't care. Yes, we won the league 4 in a row, but you cannot excuse that performance on Saturday. We will be quite fair what we say, but we've got to be real. You got to be real. You can't just pretend everything's okay. We got to call this stuff out. If we want to get better next season and get your trophies back, we got to start talking about why the season didn't go so well for us in certain competitions and why Saturday was a failure. So I'm going to say this now before people start saying whatever. This stream is a real stream. It's going to be a chat about the game. So we have every right to sort of say what we saw and how bad it was. But obviously we're going to that as we go along. Big up Tone. Even lads, every time the rags parade is. Actually, yeah, good point. What's it going to be? FA Cup parade?
Will they have a manager at the parade?
Good, actually. Which, to be fair, makes it even worse, if we're being real. Makes it even worse.
Are they having a parade?
It's a bit shameful if you have a parade just for an FA Cup.
Yeah,
we did in 2011.
That was our first trophy in how long? 30 odd years, was it?
Yes.
It makes sense.
Did we not have one for the FA Cup?
Yeah, we did. Under Mancini, we had yeah.
I thought
we had a parade for that.
Sure, I was there.
I've never been to one, I've never been to one because of obviously living where I do. For me, I know, Luke, obviously you've travelled from Southampton up there, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. But for me, I've always been it's the end of the season. I'm in holiday mode now. So I've either always been on holiday or I've never just had the time to go. Because I think the one where we literally beat Brighton, and it was that night. It might have been the Brighton game. There was one season we won the league, and the parade was that night, and I'm sure it was Brighton. After we beat them, they literally finished the game, did the presentation on the pitch, and then went straight back to Manchester and did a parade.
I'm not sure if it was the same day. I know they travelled back on the same day and did a bit of a celebration.
I think it wasn't a parade.
It wasn't a
It wasn't a
parade.
parade.
Sure, they did something like that.
There was like a fan celebration to welcome the team back. Or
Yes,
something like that.
That was it. Yeah. You are right. Yeah, it wasn't a parade, but it was, like you say, fan presentation of the trophy.
And then the parade was like the next day or a couple of days later.
Right.
I knew they did something.
Okay, well, let's get into the actual game, shall we? Let's start holding it off. We've got to talk about it. So, let's talk about the lineup first, shall we? And
we all had the same idea when we saw the lineup.
My worries immediately started when I saw Stones and Ake at the back. Diaz dropped for no reason.
Should have been Akanji, should have been Diaz from the first minute.
No leader at the back. Stones was first in how long? Like weeks?
Stones is clearly not fit because he's not played for however many weeks. He hasn't started any games. He hasn't even come on as a sub. And then Pep suddenly throwing him into an FA Cup final. And he still doesn't look fully fit.
No.
It wasn't Stones' best game.
I just don't get what he was thinking. Like I know, look, I get Stones last season was a big reason for why we got the treble, right? But he's clearly not fit. Why are you playing him? It should be Ruben Diaz, Akanji. It should be the same team as West Ham. It should be the same team as West Ham. They're used to each other. You go from there. If we lose, fair enough. I don't think we'd have lost that game if Diaz and Akanji were at the back.
No,
I think a lot more control. Because look, I know Vardiol wasn't great that game, but no one will. Let's put that up right now. No, there's no scapegoat here. They're all poor, apart from Doku.
Yeah, so, Doku is the only player worthy of any credit on Saturday. Everyone else, I don't have anything positive to say about any of them.
No, because Vardiol, right? Obviously, let's be honest. He's been brilliant. Apart from the game, he's been brilliant this season. Been one of my best signs I've been made in the past few years. Was that his fault for the goal? I think it was. I think he should have said to Ortega that I'm going to head it back. But also, Ortega should have playing out this goal like a madman.
Yeah, it goes both ways. They're both at fault for the goal. Like, I don't think you can pick one of them.
But no, I was chatting to Alex, right? And we was sat together. I couldn't believe how we were being at the back. So nerve-wracking, so tense. Like, they were, were pressing us to death at one point. Like, they knew what they were doing. They knew, right, press them as high as possibly can because they're not playing the same team as they usually do. And we would look really slow. It's like we thought we would win the game because they were 8th place and we were first. No, it's a derby. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're in League One, Premier League, it's a derby. Anything can happen. And as soon as that goal went in, I knew it was done. I know it's not mental, but the players do not react properly. I was going 1-0 down.
Even in the games we won after being behind, the heads do drop. Even if we do go on to win the game, they don't handle conceding first very well.
Because in the treble season, right, you really saw like 1-1 down, don't matter, get the ball, go again. Because you trusted Haaland, you trusted Foden, De Bruyne, you trusted them. Right, it's fine. We've got them players, go again. This season, for the entire season, I have no confidence whatsoever in this team. I don't care what people say or try and say about that. We haven't been good whatsoever this season, apart from a few games here and there. I know that's quite mad.
The level of football hasn't been at the quality we're used to. Like, it's been slower. It's been more predictable. Like, even last season, up until March, it wasn't great. I think people forget about that.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Like, the quality of football this season hasn't been exciting, and luckily we did end up winning the league. I can't believe we did win the league.
No, honestly, either did I. I'm generally quite surprised we actually did win the league in the end because Arsenal or Liverpool should have won the league this season. Arsenal should have won the league last season. I'm not putting down what we've done or what we've won, but you've got to be real
here. The best team wins the league every season. If you win the league, you deserve to win it. But I can't believe that we were in the position to win it.
Exactly. And I think next season, if we do this again, it ain't happening next season. If we don't get the right players in this summer, we'll win the league next year. It's too fine now. The club's cutting it way too short on player signing. I know Pep likes a small squad, but we've got to start thinking couple more players here. They're just trying a bit more bigger squad. I'm not saying I'm a massive squad, but we might need to look at maybe increasing the depth we've got in certain positions, like left back. We need left back now. I love Josko, but we need left back. How
long have we been saying that?
Josko's not left back.
We thought we started it with Cancelo, didn't we? And he turned out to be shit as well.
Tommy saying 5 players in the summer, don't see some of the current squad. See, that's the thing. Much as I kind of agree with that, like I do think that's what will be the case. I've got to ask though, why can't we have more players? I'm not saying I want loads of players in the squad, but why can't we have a couple more, like 23, 22? Yes, it's more players to use up, but considering we've got a Club World Cup coming up and a Champions League bigger next year, need more depth. And you look.
I can see why Pep wants a smaller squad. It keeps the squad together. They are a tight group. The mentality is really strong. They're all like best mates, aren't they? That's why having a small squad is good.
Yeah,
and it's a massive myth that we have a massive squad. Like we have one of the smallest first team squads in the league. They're just capable of playing multiple positions.
Well, that's rubbish because every news outlet says we've got 2 players in every position, so we must have.
Well, every news outlet is all like United and Liverpool fans, aren't they? We all know that.
Yeah. I mean, going back to that,
cater for, and it's all anti-City. Like, no matter what we do, we won't win.
I mean, that Tommy quote that Tony's on about there is just a complete and utter, load of shite. It's so head loss ranty that no one else could tweet that. From someone that people have got a lot of respect for, to come out with that is ridiculous. To say that we need to tell the likes of Ruben Diaz.
It's just reactionary, isn't it?
It's reactionary. It's head loss. It's total nonsense.
If you're going to say something
trying to justify it,
think about it for a while before you say something like that.
Not
just after the game.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm controversial and I like and have a laugh and I like to pick me fights with people on Twitter. Yeah, I'll admit that. But I wouldn't come out and say that we need to sell Ruben Diaz, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo, all in the same summer. Yeah, I tell you what, let's just ship out half the team, 7 starters. So 7 of a main 11, let's just ship them all out and start again. It's not FIFA, mate.
No.
Like, I know he joked about it, saying it's not Football Manager. Well, don't make stupid remarks like that then. Because it's not, 1, it's not going to happen. And 2, it's just a nonsense take anyway. Because, let's just completely sell off our best players because we lost 1 game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I like Tommy. I like his tweets. I think he does 99% of the time talk sense. But he knows no more than anyone else in this room.
We all say things when we lose, don't we? Like, we all say things in the heat of the moment. Like, just think about it and don't publicly say things like that. Like Diaz and Edison, I wouldn't ever get rid of either of them. I wouldn't get rid of De Bruyne. Bernardo, he's likely to leave, isn't he? But given the choice, I wouldn't want Bernardo to go either.
Totally agree.
I think for me, what it was as well is that this is why this podcast is here, by the way, because I used to tweet out after every game, and I knew it was out of context, and it's because it's hard to really say how you feel on Twitter sometimes because context is out the window, and people think you're saying it for a reason. Whereas right now we're saying it on this, and we're saying it with context, so people can understand what we're saying. Over a text, you can't even understand what they're getting at or what mood they're in saying it. And that's the issue you'll find with social media at times. People just think you're being negative when you're actually not. You're just saying something from a point of view, but don't like you're being negative. You think you're being not a real fan, which is mental. It's in this country you have that mentality, but there we are. But no, like it's the thing. Like Tony agrees here. Like Edison Diaz mentioned that tweet with Matt. Honestly, Edison and Diaz, all the players, Edison and Ruben Diaz, they gave that Bayern away, right? If he starts that game on Saturday, we probably win it. Ganacho just doesn't get anywhere near that. Rashford, nope. No one gets through. I know he's had issues this year, but he's our best centre back by far, in my opinion.
I think that, to me, that kind of tweet is as madness as those saying we should sack Pep. It's on a level with that kind of ridiculousness.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just madness from someone like that who, yeah, Tone, I totally agree with you. He absolutely
agree.
Yeah, he's got to. And if he doesn't, if his head has been turned by Saudi and he wants to go, then we have that thing where we don't keep players that don't want to be there.
Yeah, we haven't really got much of a then don't be here. But, just let them go.
But we need to have a conversation with him about, like, look, you could go to Saudi and earn millions and 10 million quid a week, or you could stay at Manchester City and you can play in the best league in the world, challenge for the Champions League, the best domestic European trophy in the world, the best domestic club competition in the world, the best league in the world. You can compete for all of them, or you can just go and earn money. The choice is yours. Would you rather be decorated?
Honest, there's only one thing that people would go to Saudi for.
Yeah.
If you're thinking clearly, there's absolutely no reason why you'd leave City.
No.
If you're a first team regular, there's absolutely no reason.
Like, I get why Palmer left.
Yeah, if you
Palmer left because you weren't getting minutes. But then you've got players like, I'm going to throw Nunez's name in there as well. Nunez, Edison, Foden as well. Why would players like that leave us? Because there's nowhere else you can go where you're going to get the, like, I know we all go on about Phillips and stuff, but he's a different kettle of fish. But Phillips joined us for the same reason everyone else joins us. You're playing for a team that every season, and it will be the same when we don't have Pep, is challenging for trophies. They're playing in cup finals. They're winning league titles. Like, that's why you join this club. And everyone goes on about mercenaries. Like, players haven't joined City for money since fucking Robinho played for us. Like, I can name one player who's joined us for money. Maybe Yaya Toure back then.
But well, if we're going to take it seriously, every player joins for money because it's a job.
Well, exactly. Yeah, all right, yeah, point taken. But they're not joining us as a mercenary, are they? They're joining us to play in the games like Saturday, to win league titles, to play in the Champions League, to play in the biggest moment on the biggest stage. That's why they're ours. That's why they join us, and that's why I can't see Edison leaving. I mean, if he did and he really, really wants to, then what can you say? As a fan, you just have to stand up and be like, look, you're probably the best goalkeeper we've ever had. You're the most decorated, without a doubt. So, can you stop him? Well, we're not the top players, are we?
I'll say this now. If he played Saturday and so did Diaz, I know it sounds if but maybes, but it's the truth. I just feel like Edison is, because of how good Ortega's been before Saturday, people have been underrating Edison for what he actually brings to this team. Like, I think his shot stopper is actually getting better. Yeah. I think this season his shot stopper is getting better, and
especially last.
I think having Ortega being the team's helped him out as well. Yeah, that both keepers are very, very good. Like, Edison's world class. Ortega, I think, is not far off world class because of how good he is. But look, Saturday is Saturday.
Class.
Oh, of course, as well, and Richard Wright as well.
We're getting Carson for another year.
Get in there. I don't know nothing to talk about soon. But no, this is what I mean. Like, people underestimate how good Edison is. I think next season I need to see a setback for. Stop changing it up. It's just the reason why this season's been so naive is because we're not playing the same team every week. I know he loves to rotate Pep. But this season's been one of the worst seasons we've had in terms of team not being settled. I haven't seen it as bad for a while. Like, probably since the Kevin De Bruyne was by far best player, and but he the whole team and Port out and I had Otamendi and Fernandinho at the back. Like that was the last time I saw a defense so naive before. And this year it's been one of the worst years I've seen us defend for a long time. Like it's been poor. And I've got to wonder if Pep hitting it been the reason for that. Just constantly rotating the defence, that actually getting a settled back four for a few games, say, this is the main back four. Now I'm going to cut my best player here. But it's not settled enough. That's what I'm worried about going into next season. What about you two? That's what I feel like anyway.
I totally agree. I think that's what killed us Saturday.
Same
we changed the back four again, and it totally disjointed everybody else. If you'd have stuck with exactly the same team that beat West Ham, I think we have a far better chance. I really do. And I mean, there was that moment of madness about 5 minutes before United scored the first, where we're passing it round the back. And if we make one mistake there, it's a goal. And I said, look, and I said to you, didn't I? Look, that is not good enough because we've got all these passes. And yeah, all right, it came off in that instance. But the positioning, if you watch that again, the positioning of Ortega is absolutely god-awful. Because one misplaced pass from any one of those centre-backs, Ortega's not getting anywhere near it. And then he's trying to bang the ball out and he's missing it. And then he's all confused and everyone else's heads are going and you're just panicking. And it's pass. And then eventually we clear it and we panic and then we kick it out for a throw-in, I think.
I think in the first 20 minutes we were quite settled. We looked comfortable.
Yeah. And I said exactly the same to you, didn't I, Luke? I said Kovacic is probably the best player on the field at the minute because we're controlling this.
As soon as they started pressing us, we just started panicking when we were passing it around our own box. And it looked like we were going to give it back
what
to them.
Happened to last season's? What happened to last season's purposes? Like, why are we so scared of certain teams? Like, you remember when we used to play out of the press or use our strength and our ability to sort of say no? Like when we had a spine of Ederson, Diaz, Rodri, De Bruyne, Haaland. That was the spine we had. I know it's been a bit injuries this season, but when they've all been fit, it's a spine to say we're not letting this happen to us. Settle together. Where's the leaders on the pitch? Carl Walker is not captain for me. I think people say he's not for me.
I can't take Walker seriously as a captain. I don't think he's the leader that team needs.
No, he's not.
No.
The leader the team needs was sat on the bench.
Yeah, if we're going to pick a leader, it would be Diaz.
Yeah,
I don't think De Bruyne makes a good captain either.
No,
I don't think he does. I think that adds too much to De Bruyne. Like
he doesn't like the added responsibility. I don't think he likes the pressure. I think he plays worse when he's captain.
He leads by example, De Bruyne. Like the players around him respect him, obviously, for how he's been the longest player on the team. He can do a job. Like everyone respects him. Everyone listens to what he says anyway. That's fine. I don't ask him to be captain. It needs to be a Diaz who's going to be barking orders at Rodri, barking orders at the fullbacks. It needs to be someone who's going to not be able to sort of saying whatever we need to do to get through the game. And that's what we need. That's what we need next year. I need to see a change up on the captaincy. I think next season, if Cole was captain again next season, it happened again.
Well, he will be. If he doesn't leave, he will be captain.
That's the issue.
Pretty certain on that.
I am as well, and I think that is a part of the issue. And I think most people can see it, but I'm pretty sure that was the reason he stayed, wasn't it? Because we promised him the captaincy. So
yeah, because he wasn't playing much last season, was he? He wasn't in the Champions League final.
No.
He obviously wanted to leave in the summer, and he was close to going to Munich, wasn't he?
Yeah, he admitted that. He said it was very close.
So we obviously offered him the captaincy, and that's obviously why he's been playing more this season, and he hasn't been playing well this season.
I'm fed up of the Cole Walker interviews. I'm fed up with them. How many has he done in the last 2 weeks? Just chatting media constantly. And what he says as well, I don't know somebody who's on podcasts so much as a captain. It's baffling.
He's at that age, isn't he? He's obviously going to go into punditry when his career ends.
But he talks rubbish.
Well, so do most pundits, to be fair, don't they?
Well, yeah, I suppose. But to come out and say that
if you part of the job description, can you talk shite?
Yeah. I mean, he came out and said, if England win the Euros, it'll mean more than winning the treble. Shut up, Kyle. Mate, you don't say that.
Not when our season's still going.
If you genuinely think it's going to mean more, fine. I have no issue with you wanting to win something for your country rather than wanting to win something for your club. Fine.
If he was doing interviews whilst playing for England, like just before the Euros, fair enough, that'd be fine. But when our season hadn't ended yet, we've still got an FA Cup final to play.
Yeah,
like,
precisely.
Don't say anything about England yet.
No, that's what wound me up. And I was a bit like, no.
Captain.
Yeah, precisely. He's the club captain. So he's the one who's hopefully going to lead us to those trophies, and yet he's saying that a trophy for his country where he's not captain is going to mean more. I get he's not a City fan. I get that. But show a bit of fight. And just, if you don't want to answer that question, just mitigate it another way. Just turn around and say, yeah, you know, look, we won a treble last season. After this season, my focus is winning a trophy for England.
I'll just say they're equal. That's the easy option.
Or that. Yeah.
Say
they're equal.
Pick one.
No.
Treble,
I mean, they're not bad.
Euros would be great. Just have them both on your CV. Why pick one?
Precisely. That's the way I look at it.
Big ups, Business Fancast. Great spot off our podcast. Make sure you listen to it. I follow the account on Twitter. Our defense-based consistency. Last season, the 4 centre back got trouble. Exactly. I know, like, things can change, but the 4 centre back lineup was big. Having Ake, Akanji, Diaz, Stones was the perfect back four we had. Now I know
it was mostly a back three, wasn't it? Because Stones was in midfield, and then then every team started playing that, and then it became predictable and it got easy to play against. I think that's why we don't do it anymore.
But it's about a time and place of playing it. I think it can work still. It depends on the games you use it for. I think a game like Saturday would be ideal for that kind of back four system. Like Vardiol, Akanji right back, and Diaz and Stones. Perfect. Because I think John's will be a lot better having Ruby next to him. Having that guy to say, all right, look, I'm not quite fully match fit or sharp, but I've got someone next to me who's a leader. And so, right, I'll make up for that. But just listen to what he has to say. I feel like we're kind of missing that right now. We're kind of missing that leadership at the back.
I think if Pep was already planning to play Stones, he should have brought him on against West Ham.
Yeah.
At least get him into that sort of match fitness. Why just throw him into an FA Cup final at the end of the season?
Do you know what? I saw a tweet literally as the team news came out, and I can't remember who it was who tweeted it, but it was like, Pep Guardiola dressed in a suit stinks of an overthink. And I thought, nah, he's not going to bollock overthink this, is he? Well, and then the team news came out and he put Stones in it. And I was like, oh, he's overthought it. He's overthought it. We all said
the same thing when we were together when the teams came out. We all knew.
Yeah.
It's on that level of not playing Rodri or Fernandinho against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't understand why Stones played. Diaz should have played. Or Akanji, one of them.
But then he didn't even take him off at half time.
Yeah, when I saw Ake went off instead of Stones, I was stunned.
Yeah.
Because Stones was the one that was struggling.
Out of two players at the back, Ake was the least shaky. You're wrong. There's issues as well with Ake, but Ake is the more settled one out of the two right now. I'd at least play Diaz, put Diaz on or Akanji on next to him, and then a bit much more settled back four. But the problem is the damage was done already. And going on for the back line, let's go to the attack, because oh my god, that was awful. I have never seen
nobody had a good game. We didn't.
Phil Foden, I bet he was there.
I forgot Phil was playing.
I forgot Bernardo was playing at times.
It blew my mind.
Everybody else apart from Doku going forward.
I know you two say that Alvarez, when he came on, you thought he put a shift in, and yeah, he worked hard. But I'm gonna be honest, I thought he was fucking useless.
He changed something. Like if he came on for Haaland,
he tried. I'll give him that. He did try his best, but I still no. He didn't do anything. He didn't change anything. He worked hard, and he was working a hell of a lot harder than anyone else. But I don't think he physically changed what he was supposed to. I think it was just a case of, he missed 2 absolute sitters. Like,
it's just one of those games. I think.
Totally.
Any other day, most of those chances would have gone in, and we'd have won the game. It's just nothing went our way on Saturday.
No, but we hit the bar, didn't we? So that literally summed it up. I mean, when we hit the bar, it was about the 50-something minute, and I looked at you, Luke, didn't I? And I said, "That's it." I said, I thought, nah, no chance. It's not our day.
Foden had a really good chance as well, but that seems to be forgotten. Like, he had a sitter that he could have made.
Alex said that right there, we missed that. But only straight away it was a wrap.
We all knew once Foden missed that shot, that was it. We weren't going to win that game.
And I mean,
it just
Kyle had that shot, didn't he? That was, to be fair, well saved by Onana.
That was a fantastic.
No, wait. I thought if that went in, I would have laughed.
Yeah, that was. I think I'm probably undercrediting the goalkeeper there. That was a good save.
Good shot, good save.
It was a good shot. Like, as soon as Walker lines it up, we all know when he's going to shoot. Thought,
there we go.
Shoot. But it turned out to be a pretty good shot, and it was very nearly a goal. But it was a fantastic save.
Yeah, and I mean the one where Alvarez put it wide. I could have run his neck. Honestly, you're 6 yards out, mate.
How have you missed shot as well? That was terrible. Yeah.
Why?
And Stones as well. Stones, oh my God, the shooting from centre back.
Why?
Where's Foden? Why is Foden not there?
I was listening to Sam Lee and David.
When the centre back starts just taking long shots, you're getting desperate.
Yeah.
I was listening to Sam Lee and David Mooney before, and Sam Lee's exact words to the Akanji shot: "What a fucking idiot."
Yeah,
we all thought the same thing.
I don't. As soon as he did that, you heard the whole crowd go.
In that position with that much time left, don't risk it like that. Just keep it simple. Like,
if you could get it out wide
in the box, look for a deflection, look for Haaland. Do something simple.
Yeah, get it wide, play it through the middle, a little 1-2 with someone on the edge of the box. Just try and get them out so you can get it forward again. Because you never know, like you say. If you get it out wide, hit it across the box, even float it in. All it takes is that little nick off a defender, little nick off a striker, and you're one-on-one.
That's something we don't really do, like the low-driven cross. We always try to chip it in.
No,
but when Haaland's not in the box, like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Our crossing is terrible. Our corners are terrible.
No.
Pieces in general are terrible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Haaland, shall we? Now, I get it. The service was terrible on Saturday, but he's got to find a way on making his own chances as well. I think you're at the point now where, like, he's that good now. You got to start doing things like, even you yourself, run at the fence, have a shot yourself. Be selfish if you need to, because I think he's good enough to have a shot and it goes in, like from quite far out anyway. He's that good to do it, but he's have confidence.
That's what I was thinking. Like Aguero, he made all of his chances himself sometimes, didn't he? If he wasn't getting involved by everyone else, if he wasn't getting the ball, he'd get the ball himself and just take it to that near post. And he'll
one where I look at that, a perfect example of that is either Chelsea at home when we beat them 6-0 and he thumped it from about 30 yards, or United away a couple of years ago. When United,
he just
delayed United. He just run across the whole defence, chipped it in the box, bang, straight in the near post. And that's exactly what Haaland needs to start doing.
Aguero made that himself with Balotelli, that QPR goal. Like,
there you go.
Yeah.
He's got the ability. Haaland's got the ability to do that.
Yeah. He's just not doing it. And I don't know why. Like, okay, that I'm not being funny. If he'd have scored the one that hit the post, that would have been a fantastic finish. Because if you watch that, he's leaning backwards because he thinks it's going to come. He's going to jump it, and then he's got to kind of swivel and turn and put his side foot on it, which is why it's gone so high, because he's leaning back. But if that goes in, If he's leaning forward a few centimeters, that is a fantastic finish.
Yeah.
But that's all he did. That is literally all he did. Like, I don't know. He just completely, and I'm going to use the words I don't really like to describe a footballer. He ghosted a final. He just ghosted it. And
let's get into Haaland on finals then.
Nine finals / semi-finals, and he hasn't scored or assisted any. Now,
last one he did.
Is that
sorry? Last one. Sorry, before you go on, the last one he scored final was for Dortmund against Leipzig, I think, the cup. So sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I don't know if that is. It's clearly not to do with the quality of the player, is it? There's no way it's to do with his quality because he is world class, but. I don't know what it is. Do you think maybe in his head he's nervous? Do you think maybe in his head he's kind of thinking, "Oh, like I'm the main man, I've got to do everything."
Maybe nerves, but maybe trying too hard.
That was going to be my third thing. Do you think
doing enough?
Trying too hard? Yeah, because is he not relaxing? Is he just overthinking it? Scared in a way to kind of just commit. Scared of injury, perhaps. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is, and I couldn't put it down to anything because he's clearly the best striker in the world. But there is something going on in his head when it gets to a cup final. He's literally shitting the bed.
Maybe the android isn't wired to do finals.
God's sake.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that comment.
Yeah, they might have an off day, but Haaland's like much better. You know what?
If we're being honest, I don't think anyone wanted to be on that pitch on Saturday.
Oh, God, no.
He didn't play like they wanted to be.
Apart from Doku, he wanted to be there. Doku tried, but I'll say what we'll do. We'll go on to obviously Jeremy in a bit because he deserves his own section of the podcast. How good it was Saturday, but you can see it. Like De Bruyne was nowhere near his level. I mean, look, he did try to get ball in the box, but I've seen way better from him. Way better.
How often does De Bruyne get subbed off before an hour? Like,
I didn't get that. That was a weird sub for me. I thought of all players, why was not coming off?
I did say at the time, if anyone in midfield was going to go off, it would either be Bernardo or De Bruyne. But I don't know why Bernardo was still on the pitch. Because Bernardo was probably the most useless player on the pitch, I think, on Saturday.
Just kept losing the ball. Trying to dribble and losing it.
He was just out wide, like just sticking to the line, like not doing anything. Like he wasn't really getting the ball. If he was getting the ball, he wasn't doing anything with it.
I think that kind of, and this will bring us on to another quick little talking point. That for me, and I've made my opinion clear on this before, is where Jack Grealish should definitely been on that pitch.
Yep.
Where I feel about Grealish.
Yeah. Where was he? Why has he only had 10 minutes in the last 6 games? What do you think is going on?
It's all speculation.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Personal. We don't know if it's injuries. We don't know if there's a problem with Pep. We don't know.
But something's got to change because otherwise, I mean, I'm going to repeat what Sam Lee said because I agree with him. And I think, I'm not saying he's going because I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. But I don't want him to because the players clearly love him. I love him. I just think in a situation like that, where he's not being picked, where he is the perfect he's the perfect person to play in that role in that time of need, and he's not even getting a look in. There's some, to me, that stinks really. Like that's, hang on a minute.
I think the perfect balance would be a front three of Grealish, Haaland and Doku. Doku on the right, Grealish on the left.
Absolutely.
And then Foden and De Bruyne.
That's how it should have ended. That's how that game should have been after an hour latest.
Because the thing is, I
completely agree.
We'll score again. We'll score 2 or 3.
Grealish is so important when he plays. But
I thought he was going to start because it's a wide pitch. Like, it's a really wide, expansive pitch. And I thought if he starts, he's going to have a field day running. Because he's not the quickest, is he?
Bernardo, because Bernardo is just sticking out wide on the line. And that's what Grealish does. But Bernardo doesn't have the pull to defenders like Grealish does.
Yeah. But it just kind of, it blew my mind, really. I'm sitting there screaming, like, why? What is going on? What am I seeing? What isn't Pep seeing? And what are other people seeing here? Because surely everyone is banging on about this footballer we've got called Jack Grealish, who's perfect in this kind of position, in this situation, and he's sat on the bench.
He might not be feeling confident. It might just be that sort of issue.
Is it confidence? Is it confidence, injuries? Has he fallen out with him? Nobody knows. But surely there's got to be something wrong. And that's why I'm saying if he goes, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't want him to. But
where's Bob?
Oscar Bob's another one as well. You trusted him to come on when we were 1-0 down against Aston Villa in our second worst performance of the season. But you haven't trusted him to come on and at least just show what he can do in a final, like a one-off game. Rico?
Where's Rico? Like, I don't know what's happened there. Like, I get they're young, but Rico's been playing for the last 2 seasons now. There's no like immaturity there. He's played.
Rico came on as a sub in the Champions League final, didn't he? Was he unused or did he come on? I can't remember.
Unused.
I don't think he came on.
I don't think he played, no. But either way, both them bring something to the game that it gives United players something to think about. I think Pep played way too conservative that game.
That's another point.
But no, it's just, yeah, it's just.
If we're being honest, Ten Hag got it quite spot on.
Oh,
really,
he did.
It was a combination of us being pretty shit and them doing their job good enough. Like United weren't great.
No, they weren't. Okay. United weren't brilliant. Everyone was like, I think everyone I've listened to has said, look, United were not brilliant, but their game plan, they executed it perfectly.
Yeah, they defended quite well, but we didn't give the defense enough to worry about at the same time. It was a combination of us being bad, them being okay.
Yeah, we had a massive off day.
And really both goals came from a mistake. Like we all said, if we're going to lose this game, it's because we lost it. It's not because they beat us.
Yeah,
it's bang on the money for me.
That first goal, it happens. That's just football stuff. Things like that happen.
It's a free goal, isn't it?
Miscommunication. Yeah, second goal is just a bit of a mess.
I think for me, it's just like. That situation, why is no one out of the 2 defender and the good keeper not talking? Because I'm sorry, right? Ortega should be flying out his goal at that, unless again you also go back and say, right, okay, keeps punch.
I think for Ortega, it probably seems obvious to the defender that he's coming out to catch the ball, otherwise he wouldn't be coming out. But at the same time, they need to communicate. They need to say, right, keepers. Leave the ball, or Guardiola could head it in a different direction. Like, don't head it towards the goal,
or head out for a throw or a corner. At least get everyone back together again. I get it. It is a free goal, but it's frustrating because that's been the kind of thing that's happened all season. That game was the story of our season in a nutshell. First half,
defense has been horrific.
Second half attack, it's been. I'm actually shocked we actually got 4 in a row this year. I'm not even saying like we didn't deserve it, we do, but I'm shocked we actually even got the 4 in a row. It's been one of our worst seasons I've seen us play in a long time. I'm not saying we were like woefully embarrassing, but nowhere near the level that we usually are. Nowhere near. Like, not even like below our treble season. It's just been really, really poor. And I get people find that really, really like weird. I'm saying that because we won 4 in a row, but I'm being real here. Like, you got to be realistic here and be honest with yourselves. Have we actually been that good this season? Because if we have, I think you're up.
4 in a row, brilliant achievement, but the football we've been playing hasn't been great. The defense hasn't been great. We've been letting in a lot of sloppy goals.
Yeah.
And we've been struggling a lot against the top six. Like, if you can't beat the top six and we won the league, that's something, but it needs to improve.
Yeah.
It does. We need to be a bit more consistent. We just need to kind of refocus in a way and almost just think, look, we were, like you said, up until March of the treble winning season, it was very kind of,
it was pretty much the same.
But the thing for me, the difference in the 2 years is the treble winning season, and I kept saying it, look, we are the best team in this league. There's no way Arsenal are anywhere near as good as we are. No disrespect to Arsenal, that's not what I'm saying. But there's no way there is anywhere near the level we are. And something just needed to click. We just needed one game and one result, and that would be it. There was no doubt in my mind we would win the league in the treble winning season. Never in doubt. This season just finished. It's almost felt like, I can't see that click coming. And if it does, I don't think it's going to stay. And I think it's, as I've said before, I think it is an absolute blessing that Real Madrid knocked us out. Because if we'd have gone through that, there's no way we'd have been in that Champions League final, and there's no way we'd have won the league. Not Champions League final, FA Cup final, and there's no way we'd have won the league.
No.
I don't think anyway. I think we'd have been absolutely blowing out of our arses, and one game we'd have slipped up. But we knew that we can't, because otherwise we're going to win nothing. Because the FA Cup is one game, it's a risk anyway. But we knew if we were going to come out of this season guaranteed with a trophy, that we'd have to win every one of the remaining 7 games. And we refocused and went again. But even in those 7, you look back to the Forest game, you look at, Tottenham. How nervy were those games? Like, we were sat there and we were sweating. And if you could have been me in my lounge watching that Tottenham game, you would have seen the relief. I was just on the floor like I was praying. Like, when we got that penalty, like, please don't miss this. Because if you miss this, we've got 7 minutes of a full-on Tottenham attack on us.
In terms of consistency, it's just been too hit and miss.
That's my overall point.
Once we started winning, we couldn't keep it going. Like, it was like a win, draw, like sloppy goal, lose against a team we shouldn't, and then we can't beat a team that we should. It's like,
look, I think
individual form has been an issue as well. Apart from Foden, nobody's really had the whole season.
No.
If I had to give a season review, I give it a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. That sounds a little bit like, but maybe a 7
is about right, I think.
That's where I put it. That's what I said to you boys, isn't it? That's where I'd put it, because I think the overall goal that is set out every season, the number one goal is to win the league. We've achieved it. Fine. No doubt. No question. I love winning the league more than I like winning anything. It's brilliant. It never gets boring. It's fantastic.
League Cup failure.
Let's not forget we won the Super Cup and the World Cup as well.
I think we write the League Cup off. Now we've won it 4 times, as ridiculous as that sounds. Now we've won it 4 times in a row, the League Cup. It's almost a case of where if we win it, we win it. If not, bollocks, it doesn't matter. The Champions League was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
The group stage was fine. And I was saying for weeks, we're playing better in the Champions League than we are in the league. Because we won 6 out of 6.
To Real Madrid isn't a disaster. It's just one of those things.
But we should have beat them. That's the thing. And that's where I look at it.
But it's a shootout. It's 50-50.
Yeah. But to me, it should never have got that far. It should never have got to a penalty shootout. We shouldn't have conceded at 3-2 away. We should have gone. We missed a sitter, and then they went over and equalised. Like, that's just our own doing. And then the home game, we totally blew it. Defence was a complete shambles. And then we end up going 1-0 down, and we're behind an aggregate and in the game. And then we're chasing the game that we should have been leading 4-2 in the away leg. And then it goes to penalties, and then he takes off everybody. And then everyone's, again, using the phrase, blowing out their arse. And then we haven't got a penalty taker on the field. Like, that baffled me. That whole performance baffled me. And it was like, okay, right, Just go and win the league. But it was just so frustrating, that one, because, okay, I see what you mean by it's not a disaster, but we ran out in a quarter-final. And if Real Madrid don't win it, by the way, if Dortmund give Real
Madrid is never a disaster. Real Madrid in the Champions League are different.
I get it, but
it's their competition.
We are better than them. We are better.
But what if Dortmund win it? If Dortmund win it, we look stupid.
Well, no, because Dortmund could easily have beaten us on their day. Like, you can't predict football.
You can't.
It's a final.
It's like what I was saying about
random.
the FA Cup final. It's a cup final. It's a derby. Anything could happen. You can't predict it, and that goes for any final. Anything could happen. We could have got to the final against Dortmund. We could have had a red card. Anything could happen.
I know. I just think. I mean, the FA Cup. It ended in disaster, didn't it? But
yeah,
I think
losing to United is never a good thing, and in a cup final, it's even worse. But like I said before, just let them have it because they're about to sack the manager for only winning the FA Cup.
But I think in terms, if we look back at the teams we played in the FA Cup, for me, the one that stands out as, we played really well was Newcastle at home, 2-0. I thought we played really well that day. And that was a real eye-opener, kind of like, well, why can't we do this in the league? Because that was a really good performance.
I said to you after that game, I won that game. The Arsenal game didn't do it. I was like, come on.
If I remember right, though, Newcastle didn't bother playing that game. That's why we look so good.
I don't know. I want to give us a little bit more credit than that.
Because I remember you two going on about Guardiola in that game, but he didn't have anything defensively to do because Newcastle.
But he was good. He was good. He looked confident
defensively.
I see what you mean. Newcastle didn't create anything.
He really struggled with Garnacho. He couldn't track Garnacho's runs.
No,
I thought Garnacho played well.
Garnacho, he's a good player, admittedly. I hate him, but he's a good player.
And Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno had a good game as well. Bastard.
But I don't know. I just think overall this season, but to kind of go in a little bit more positive note on it, like we did achieve the main one.
Yes.
And if you could only choose one trophy to win all season, every season, you're always choosing the league. And
like I said on other episodes, the league is the most important thing. I wouldn't take anything else over the league.
No.
I don't care who we play in the final. If we win the league, that's all that matters.
I mean, maybe I'd take beating United over that, but that's just me.
No.
And that's just the Bertie in me. That's the Bertie that my dad has installed in my heart, that we have to beat United regardless of what else it means. But I totally get it from a sensible head. When I haven't got my blue Bertie face on, I totally get that the league is the most important, and you wouldn't take that over anything. I'd take the league. But
league over anything. League over the Champions League.
Oh, 100%. I've always said that.
If we didn't win anything but the league every season, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, and me. I love winning the league. Like, it's brilliant. It's I think this is the best looking trophy as well. I don't know why. I like the look of that trophy as well. I think it's just such a proper trophy with the crown on the top as well. Like, there's just something about that trophy that looks better than all the rest of me. And I just always love winning it. Always will love winning it. And we've done it 4 years in a row. So it does trump everything. But I think, like I said at the very start of the episode, the one thing that is annoying me is who it was against.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's just the Bertie in me that is my dad's fault that everything has to be blue, says the person with the red car. But this is just everything in me is you've got to beat United, Like, I grew up, literally, my dad brought me up to love City and hate United.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. That is literally the rule I was born into. Love City, hate United, and everything they do, and all their fans, and everything about them.
What did you think about the atmosphere on Saturday?
You what, sorry?
The atmosphere on Saturday, especially the United fans coming out of the game.
It was pretty.
I think they'd lost the cup final.
There was a lot that didn't stay for the presentation.
I didn't get that.
A lot.
Yeah. A lot of them had left before the trophy, which I don't understand because why would you go? They weren't singing on the way out. They didn't even look happy on the way out. They
And
looked
also,
more miserable than I did.
Sadly, there were some fights, weren't there? I saw someone. Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Look, guys, I get we got opinions there, man, but don't fight each other over it. I imagine what I saw. I reckon the younger guy was being a bit more negative. The other guy didn't like it, and then it's got to stop, man.
It's just nastiness. They're not fans. They're just too much to drink, and just it's just not right. If you've got a difference of opinion, talk it out. Like we're all City. At the end of the day, we all bleed blue. We all want City to win. Of course, we do. The only people who don't want City to win are sat opposite you, not the ones sat next to you. Like, there's no point in punching your own fans. Like,
also,
what is the point?
Why is Country Road their song?
Yeah, I didn't get that. What's the association with Country Roads?
No idea.
Nobody around me had any idea why they were playing that.
Like, also, it's I hate the song now. I hate it.
I don't know. Is it because they take me home because they only live down the road? I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, they only had a short journey home afterwards.
Yeah. But I don't know why that song was. I've got no idea.
Why did they leave early? They only live around the corner.
Down the road.
Chelsea fans aren't really.
Look, it's been a weird season. It's been a weird season. I think for me, I'm happy it's over. And I think before we end it, I want to shout out Doku, by the way. Yes. Doku deserves credit. He came on and he
completely brilliant cameo.
He took the fight to 10 fullbacks. Wan-Bissaka was like, and to watch himself so carefully. I don't think it was like, we did watch him. No. I watched him against Wan-Bissaka. He gave him a really, really rough time. Like, ignore the whole Twitter BS and the whole agendas and the player stands. The ones who are at the game, Wan-Bissaka had a tough time against Doku. But what annoyed me was the amount of times that Doku got in the box and no one was there. Haaland was nowhere near that ball. He should be getting in there half the ran and get a tap in. Aguero did that so much for us, where he got in there to get a tap in at the back post or the near post. Haaland doesn't do that. He just stands there and waits for a cross. I don't get why he doesn't do that kind of run in the box anymore.
Yeah, with Doku, he's the only player I'd give 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
like, on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, Mainu was good, Garnacho was good, Fernandes was good, but I think Doku was the best player on the pitch when he came on.
He's brilliant. He's just a lovely little footballer to watch. I
do put him down. I do think there's room for improvement.
Yeah, but of course there is.
When he came on, he completely changed the game, and he did it all himself, and everything was going through him, and he was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 21-year-old kid. Of course, there's room for improvement. There's room for improvement in everything everyone does on that pitch. There's room for improvement in what De Bruyne did, in what Stones did, in any one of them big players. There's room for it. Always room for improvement. And that's why Pep is the best manager in the world, because he makes that clear that no matter who you are, you can always be better. And I think that's why Doku is just so exciting. He's a wonderful little footballer with brilliant feet. And if he keeps working under Pep, or whoever comes in after Pep, when Pep goes, whenever that is, he's just going to get better and he's just going to get quicker.
I just think he needs to keep it going for 90 minutes. He was good in a half an hour substitute appearance, but when he starts games, he doesn't have the same impact as when he comes on as a sub.
But that comes with, I think that's down to fitness levels, because he's been playing in the French league and then all of a sudden he's shifted over to the quickest and the biggest league in the world.
Obviously.
So,
and I think people
that will come in time.
They're putting him and Jack in a fight against each other like it's one or the other. Why can't it be both?
Exactly. I think next season you will see it be a lot more. I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't know nothing about it, but if, hopefully Jack stays. And then you've got Doku, Savio and Grealish all fighting for the same position. They'll all start either side of one another and here, there and everywhere. That could be crucial. Like, just release the wingers. Let them have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more fun. Let's see what we can do, because, I mean, the last 6 months of the treble winning season, Jack had all the freedom in the world, and people would put him as one of our best players.
Yeah,
right. I still would on his day.
When that's what we're crying out for. That's what I'm saying.
In games.
That's what I'm saying.
It's hard for anyone when they don't get games regularly. And Jack has had a lot of injuries this season.
Today.
Yes,
today.
Probably after the drinks he had.
Sore head after the weekend, yeah.
He has struggled to find his form, and he has struggled for fitness.
Yeah.
And
he'll get there.
He's got his own personal stuff going on as well. He said that publicly, hasn't he?
Oh, hopefully it's work out for you.
Just chill out over the summer, have a good Euros, hopefully come back in better form. And then next season we go again.
Exactly.
Big up the chat. A big up Briggsy. I know he's a big follower, a good following on Twitter. He's in a lot of the actual City streams, and make a mod at some point. I've got to make mods now. I'll get a few more comments now. I'll make a few people moderators and watch the comments as we get more people watch stream. A big up Reshab as well. Doku and Savio looking for opponents. Absolutely. Next season, Doku and Savio, I'm ready for fast wingers again. I'm so ready for it. Bring it, honestly. We need that pace on that wing. Big up Pies as well. Great stream, boys. Thank you, mate. Really do appreciate it. We appreciate all the love and support. Really do. So I think 2 subscribers, I'm sure reached yet or not. We're one away. Come on. One of you actually watch this right now has got a YouTube account. Please subscribe to us and get to 600. It'd be really nice to you. Cheers. Thank you. And some agrees he is. Yeah, he probably is weapon the wings. But when he's drunk, that's not a good idea.
Well, he's still suffering from the treble, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He still is. But honestly, it's been a weird season, but I think I'm happy that it's fine.
Yeah.
I need a break now. I think the last 3 years have been manic.
I mean,
manic.
I mean, well, I'm obviously away on holiday now, so I've got this episode. But next week, you've got a special guest who's going to be coming on through. Not replace me, but you've got an episode without my dulcet tones. You've got someone else. We'll tell you who that is as the week goes on. If we get to 600, we'll tell you who it is. And then we'll put it on Twitter, and then we'll tell you.
Do it.
You'll find out next week anyway, regardless. But if we get 600, we'll tell you early.
I'll do a little.
But yeah, that's coming next week. Yeah, because it's my birthday next Tuesday, so I'm not yet.
Yeah, and don't worry, we'll have guests on with the 3 of us. It'll just be the 3 of us. It will be 4 of us, maybe 5 of us now and again, depending on who we get on. I've had people ask if they ask who are quite big about coming on, so it will happen over the summer. It will. Just it's been about getting us established as the 3 of us on here first, getting more views up there. But thank you so much for everyone actually following us. Obviously, towards the end of the season, I know it's not the whole season, but from about March onwards, it's been incredible. And we look forward to bringing you some transfer content now. It's going to be quite manic, I imagine. Great. Can't wait for that. So a lot of news stories to look through. Can't wait for that. Euros as well. We'll talk about the Euros and see how all teams are doing. I say we're England fans, but we know what's going to happen with that one. Heartbreak again. I hhope not, but
I don't think I'm supporting anyone in the Euros. I'm just going to watch it and enjoy it.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to try and enjoy it.
Hey, if you get to it, then we'll probably announce it. But what we'll do is actually we'll announce it properly. I think on Twitter on the actual profile. I mean, because obviously, as much as I like, certainly it would be nice. I think it'd be good to sort of like probably get an announcement video for it, proper announcement to sort of say it's happening. Then we'll sort of get everyone hyped for it next Tuesday. But honestly, guys, thank you so much for support. We've got so much coming up this summer. Obviously keep us invested while it was as City for a bit. Obviously, in July you got preseason, got America tour. Well, I didn't watch much for that. I ain't got the capacity for that. But we'll do obviously reviews for it. I'm sure if obviously around do it. We'll discuss the players coming in, coming out. But yeah, it just whatever your ideas or everything you have for us, let us know at the end. All 3 of us, all the actual main account, and we'll go for it. Then before we end, anything you got for that at all before we end?
Just enjoy next week, lads. I'll try and have some. I'll try and have some fun without you. I'll try not to drink too much of them.
We'll have fun without you.
Enjoy Belgium, though. Enjoy Belgium.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good birthday. At least, well, she's actually free from football for a bit. So that's good.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching the stream. It's been lovely to sort of do it again. Episode 13, lucky 13. The last review of the season is done. Bring on next season when it happens and what comes from that. Please, not for all, though. I need a break mentally and physically. I'm knackered. But thank you so much for all the love, support, and the views. Really appreciate it, guys. And we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers. Hey, guys.
See you next week.